Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons, Wilson Turbe Jr. As always, we begin with a quick word from our folks over at Who's in Oz. This is up to you guys. It's a 3-day weekend, so it's a great time to get over there. To make brunch today, we're brunching Sunday and Monday too. You guys still got 2 more days for this opportunity. From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. featuring bottomless mimosas. View the full menu, both the brunch menu and the regular menu at who'sinoz.com. All right, Ray. What do you think of this one, man? Because obviously both teams missing players, but I just want to hear what you have to say before I kind of go in.
You can't lose to Anthony Simons, man. That's unacceptable.
So,
Yeah, defense was just non-existent. That's where it starts. The last game, I kind of laid the recipe out for positive results. Start the game fast, defend well, move the ball on offense. They didn't do any of those things tonight, and that's why we got the result we got. Yeah, this is just nastiness. It's really no other way to put it. You're facing a Blazers team that's operating on the skeleton crew. You can't drop this game. You got some games coming up where there's no margin for error, so you got to win the ones you're supposed to win. Yeah, this is a tough one, man. As far as the game goes, Kuzma kind of came back down to earth, and we see how different they look when he's not imposing his will. Um, he did some other things. He still had 12 rebounds, but the offense wasn't there. He was 7 for 18, 0 for 4 from three. During the last 9 or 10 games or so, he's been filling it up, and that was clearly missed tonight. And he tried to get it going. He was still aggressive. It just wasn't his night offensively. And with Bill being out, it's they only had one guy, and I was Dinwiddie tonight. And that just goes to show the importance, of just having that balanced attack. Uh, but yeah, just it's the defense, man. Like that was a bad showing all around. Um, and Simons, I mean, that is what it is. He just couldn't miss in the first half. But what bothered me is the uncontested Nurkic dunks, um, all the back doors that they miss. It's just guys falling asleep, not being where they're supposed to be, and not doing their job. Um, they Portland almost put up 70 in the first half,
yeah.
and and they shot 50% from the floor, 54% from three. That just means they was out there in pregame shoot around, no resistance. Nobody putting up a fight on defense for the Wizards, and that's really what it was. Nothing else they did would have mattered tonight with the way they defended. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I mean, it's really not too much to say. This is you can file this under the embarrassing loss column.
Yeah, it's not as bad as up there with I think the Kings loss, but it's in the same folder, right? I think that's fair. It's in the same folder, but yeah, the first half it was just again you're missing all the like big time perimeter threats from Portland, like the guys that stretch you out from beyond the arc weren't available. And I like Anthony Simons, like Cardell, had him as one of the people to be highlighted in his preview because obviously with their all-star backcourt out, this has been the guy they kind of been grooming behind them. Obviously, with the other two out, that's who gets to be lead dog today. And you failed miserably at containing that youngster. Like from the opening, like it was like a two-part thing for me. It was Simons got dumb comfortable. The rest of the kids got comfortable. And Sierra Little had a really good game today offensively. And then I think they had that big issue we talked about. This reminded me of the what's it called? I swear, every time I know two different people. This just felt like the last time the Wizards saw Valanciunas. Like Nurk was just
Yeah.
like, "Hey guys, you know what I'm saying?" Like that same. They
Hmm.
struggle with those types of bigs, and you got another one of them 7'2", 70+ dudes coming in a couple of days that's far more skilled. Um, then and Nurk was cooking. And the thing is, even late in the game, if he doesn't get into foul trouble, like it was I think Holiday drawing the fifth foul, I think or the fifth foul, Kuz getting the fourth. That was that was a big part of Washington being able to come back in the game because in the third quarter he was out for a little bit. He comes back in and everything was stabilized because they throw the ball in the post again. You got
Hmm.
those grown man screens being set up top that Simon's running off. Well, there's nobody on the other side of those screens. It goes from KCP's on to nothing but daylight and air. It's just me and the basket. Um, and then defensively, like you were talking about Cruz, one of the things we've seen Cruz do past couple of games, been able to get downhill, score, and then obviously he's in rhythm. Shooting threes and whatnot. There's nobody going down there and having success. Like I think it was one point in the third quarter, he had TB on the block. TB is obviously stronger than Gas. He does a drop step, drops a shoulder, and TB's out of his shoe. Nurk is a big dude. I don't know if y'all can tell how big that dude is on TV. That's a monster dude. So 7 feet 280 or whatever, and they felt every bit of it today. And honestly, they're lucky that he was in foul trouble because he wouldn't have been that close at the end. Um, there's a couple performances that from the Wizards that I did like. You mentioned Dinwiddie. Holiday was huge because you take away his spark in the second
Hmm.
half. Where are they at? Because he came in and they were struggling back-to-back threes immediately. Knocked down back-to-back threes. He did a better job of kind of getting over and under those screens with Simons. A little bit being in his hip. Um, I know wanted to ask you, what did you think about when they were trying to come back? I felt like it was like four straight possessions. I think maybe five possessions, and like three of the five resulted in threes. And I'm like, you don't need them. Like one of them I was cool with, but it was like, I think it was right after Nurk fouled out. You have a size advantage.
Hmm.
Why are you jacking up threes at that moment? Like I would have loved to see the ball go inside because the thing that gets you out, I think, four quarters was gone. He can't come back. Like I think the tallest dude on the court was freaking Nasir Little for them. Him and Cover like the same height. So I just wanted to get your take on that. Like literally as soon as Dirk fouled out.
Yeah, man. Like we've seen this from them before. Like in the midst of them fighting back or gaining momentum, they they kind of shoot themselves in the foot with bad shot selection. It's like they're trying to get it all back in one play. Like that's just not how that works, man. When once Nurk fouled out, I was kind of like, okay, all right, things are kind of going their way now, and they've taken out something that the Blazers had that was severely hurting them. So I'm thinking, okay, they might be able to, take this game by the reins. But like you said, they kind of wasted multiple possessions in a row. Um, like, yeah, if it's a good look within the offense and rhythm, cool. But yeah, not the ones they took. And if Nurk goes out, then yeah, you should immediately dump that thing down. Not even to score, but just to because they're going to have to collapse at that point, and then you kick it out, and then you can run offense and or maybe get something easier. But yeah, that's something they got to clean up because it happens a lot. When they're fighting their way back in the games, and then all of a sudden they get 3-point happy. So
Yeah. I was gonna say like even earlier in the game, I think Watford was out and Nurk was sitting down. They had that tiny lineup that they ended up having to close with on purpose because Nurk was fouled out. And they had the double and triple treads on post catches. And so
mhm.
I'm like, all right, cool. If you see it happening, when Nurk is gone for sure, Watford been out of there. Those are the quote unquote two bigs for the night. I'm like, oh, the ball's going inside. Three. Three. And then the other thing tonight, turnovers, which we talk about all the time. Like they turn the ball over 20 times in this game, and Portland did what you're supposed to do when you're missing big pieces. Don't beat yourself. They only turned the ball over 12 times. Those little things kind of add up. Did you?
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Here we go. My bad. player of the game. So, and then we get to these comments to get out.
Yeah, Simons. He's scorching in the first half, man. He basically he put him away in the first half. Like that was it wasn't. Yeah, he just landed knockout blows early.
All right, I went with Nurk. And the only reason I went with Nurk because it, I think watching somebody even one on the glass, but it didn't feel like it watching the game. Um, it just felt like one team had a Hulk and one team didn't. Like he took Gaff out of the game as soon as dude got a foul, like on the opening possession of the game to set the tone. Like you're not going to be a factor tonight. You know they're rotating through big. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I just went with him just because of both ends. Them not like we've seen in the past couple of games being able to get downhill, and it was just absent outside of when he was off the floor. It was huge for a night when you're missing like they were missing a nuclear weapon tonight, and they got out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, Simons was beyond impressive. So I'm sure Simons is your X factor. Is that fair to say? I mean, Nurk is your X factor.
Yeah.
Going with Simons, just big time production for the kid. I probably give him player game if it continued in the second half. He kind of tailed off a little bit, but again, I can't get mad if you come out the gate, have 26 in the first freaking half. I also like the fact that he didn't seem to force shots in the second half. Kind of just found his teammates and whatnot. So I'm with you on that. Some of these comments, y'all in the comments early tonight. Thank y'all, as always. You know, let me get this X Factor thing off the screen. All right, comments. Mario got in here early. I was about to ask you before Aaron came in the fourth quarter. How come he has so many DMPs, specifically now that Bill's been out? Some kind of disciplinary issues, or what is this? Your thoughts on that, Ray?
If I knew, I'd be on the Wizards staff. Yeah, I have no insight in regards to that.
Yeah, I don't either. I was just venture to say I know we've been talking about a lot that the rotations is gonna be a whole lot of juggling while he's messing with lineups because people are coming back. And with some of the size that's coming back, like not gonna play as many of those guard lineups together that much. And the guys that lack size is some nights is, you know, some nights people are gonna play, some people, some nights people aren't. So like I think it's gonna be a rotating door between him and Neto, depends on who has a hot hand between the two of them. Both in the floor. Like Neto was going through it tonight, so I wasn't shocked that we saw Holiday in the second half. Like Neto was going through it. I was like, I bet you Aaron's gonna get his number called. I mean, it's not like, yeah. No, I just think they're both smaller guards. They both bring different things to the table. And you know, some nights it's gonna be one person's turn. Sometimes it's gonna be somebody else's turn. But yeah. It's just, again, it wasn't as big as issue early because they didn't have the numbers. You know, yeah, the stretch where Dinwiddie wasn't playing back to backs. Now he's playing back to backs. Like, they just got a lot of players. Lost to the Blazers bench. That's tough. Terrible rotations by Delaney. No comments, right?
That's what we doing tonight.
Hey, I mean, look, I'll click on some of these. It's there. If you want to see just what it was.
Like that's, I mean, you can say that, but it's pretty much a last minute replacement for him to step into that head coaching role for tonight. And like you said, the lineup is fluid at this point because of people coming back and then people being out with due to protocols and things like that. So, I mean that. Everybody gets a mulligan, man. Like that's a tough position to be in, all things considered.
Oh yeah, I scrolled down a little bit and looked ahead. Y'all are down bad tonight. It's one of them nights, Ray. So I'm gonna share some of these. You speak up when you want. It's safe to see that we won't see Neto again. No, you will see Neto again. It's not the end of the world. He had a bad night. He probably was, especially after he got booed in here. Don't know if you guys could hear that on the broadcast through the TV set, but some of y'all was in here acting mad disrespectful and got to booing that man.
Yeah, I did not hear that. Was it during his tribute video?
It in fact, yes, it was.
Wow.
So this L, you know, you can thank some of your compatriots for that. karma. That's just literally during his video, just booed, and then they put him on screen afterwards. Some folks continued to boo. We left with the dub. That's tough.
What did Scott Brooks do to get booed here?
Look, man, I don't know. We try to be special, but it feels like that. This is still talking about the rotations. All right, I don't. All right, so yeah, like I think we've talked about this a couple times, just with the conditioning. Like, I don't care what professional sport it is, you can be in shape, game shape, and in shape. Two totally different things.
Yeah, dude.
It's not remotely the same thing.
You missed 3 months of NBA basketball. You're gonna need some conditioning.
like honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if TB gets his timing back before Rui. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
To
I
be
really
perfectly
wouldn't
honest.
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, it's gonna be a process for the kid. Like, even some of the things we seen, like I saw like his expression, like his body was like, hey, like that's something I do all the time. I think it was in the third quarter, had a little dude on him, went to the little one leg fadeaway, and it was just short. Like, yeah, it's time. He's not right yet. And that's why, like, the blessings, both of them get to come off the bench until they're all the way right. But hey, like, this is part of it. I know y'all are going through, but y'all got to take a couple of deep breaths, man. I guess this is still about Rui.
I think this is.
I don't know what who this one's about.
I think it's about Neto.
Oh, it was about Neto again. I mean, I think I'll say this, and Ray, you can chime in too. I think we talked a lot of time. Like, this team as a whole, top to bottom, terrible body language when things aren't going their way. They have an issue. That's one of the things that they do well as a team. Complain so much to the officials instead of just playing. Like, they do it quite a bit, and it bites them. That's the one thing I give them credit for. They do that all together, time and time, no matter what's going on. Death taxes, and somebody on this team is going to be complaining to the ref after a play, whether the ball went through the hoop or not. Why didn't Gaffin play in the fourth quarter? Because he's too small to deal with Nurk.
But not in regards to this game, but typically we don't see Gaffin a lot of fourth quarters, even when he's not in foul trouble. And that sometimes that is a head scratcher to me. But
I know you've brought it up several times. Yeah.
But yeah, that's again, I don't get paid to make those decisions, so I'm not going to fret over them.
Now, I'm with you because you brought that up several times this year, and I think you and Cardell mentioned, like, there were times where, hey, you should have stuck with the kid when he had a good first half and then he didn't get minutes. Tonight, it wasn't anything he could do, man. That's a whole grown man down there, and there's nothing he could physically do to make things better. I'm not going to lie. That man is, I guess they say he's 6'10", 230 or whatever. Nurk can't feel that dude. It's the same thing as a guard hacking at him. He ain't feeling it at all, man. It's a big dude. Oh, yeah, this is the Neto stuff. All right, so I'm going to share some more of it. Damn, y'all done with Neto for one night?
Dang, man. Dang. Neto been a soldier, man. It's rough out here.
Oh, wow, my player of the game is Scott B. Yeah, and this is something that we've mentioned before. Like, his base got to get stronger.
Yeah.
I know he worked on some stuff last year, and Cardell, I know he's not here, but I can hear him now, proud proponent. They need to go push that iron. And he's one of them, because you know who does push the iron? Nurkic. Large amounts of it at that. TB was doing too much. He's still trying to get back, man. Like, y'all is on attack mode today.
Hey, you don't get no breathing room.
Yeah, the defense is bad sometimes with West, but yeah, it's kind of like that whole, when the main teacher's out the sub, like, it's not the sub's fault, man. You can't make them folks listen. Some folks gonna act a little different. Kids act out sometimes when the subs there. But yeah, I mean, the defense has been an issue. Night after night when we talk to you guys, we spend nights on the defense. So that's not a shock. Is it problematic? No, it's just kind of Ray, you take this one.
I mean, of course, you don't want to struggle against bad teams, but it the thing about it is they're just up and down on the defensive end. Like so, it's not like it's not like they were playing lights out and then all of a sudden they've hit some type of weird stretch. Like this is we like you said, Wilson. We say it almost every night. If they defend, they win. It's up to them. So I mean, yeah, it's problematic in the sense that you don't want to struggle against bad teams, but it's at this point, it's they're showing us who they are, and we should just believe them.
Yeah,
And what they are is a team that's inconsistent on defensive end. Yeah, as soon as that changes, they're going to be the team we thought they could be, in training camp. But
it's like this. My bad. I was just gonna say because like the saddest part about this, they're not one of those teams where, um, even if they play defense like as hard as they couldn't score. It's the opposite. Like, I don't care what happens on offense. Show up and play defense like your life depends on it every night, and you'll be fine. Like it would have got them through tonight. Like they didn't have freaking Dame, man. Love Simons. If you do your job, I mean, they had Simons and Nurk. The rest of the roster is constructed to fit around the backcourt.
you can't let them put your lights out. Like that's come on, man. No disrespect, but nah.
You got Cove out here low key closing. Like take some pride on that end of the floor. Yep, you are going to meet some solid teams. You're right. You get Philly and Brooklyn back to back this week. Great way to start the week. I'm just flipping through these races so you can see them. Damn, Anthony Tony, like, watch this guy here, man. It's been a couple months now. Oof. I think, but my whole thing is like, I'll say this one time, Ray, you can comment too. Even if they add a star, if the star ain't like an all-world defender, it does not matter. I'm gonna say it just so we can get over that. I don't care who you go get. Outside of you getting freaking Giannis, like his last name, that can literally change the tone defensively. It doesn't matter, and you're not getting Giannis. So I don't care about the wish list. I do know what you can control. Play defense. Play defense. And I'm sick of saying it. I know Ray's sick of saying it. I know Cardell's sick of saying it. We're all sick of watching it. Like, I'm sitting watching, like, Mr. Little was comfortable taking threes tonight.
Like handling the ball, like yeah, they gotta play defense, and like the roster is fine, man. Like it's no, from a personnel standpoint, there's no excuse. They gotta play. Hey, y'all really on one tonight, man. Jesus.
All right. Big O. All right, I think you gotta just rock with that a little bit longer until TB and Rui get their legs back. Like that's the other thing. There's a lot of stuff that had to happen because of necessity, not because of choice. I think all things equal. Obviously, I'm not West. I'm not too sure, but you know. He said he's done with the whole team already. It's January. Appreciate you watching those vids that they they share from practice. But yeah, like, look, man, sometimes it's that simple. If you strap, life is good. If you don't strap, you're in trouble. Like, it's really truly that simple. Like, they got out to a hot start because they were really believing that defensive stuff, and then, some nights we do, some nights we don't. Like, what happened in this game late in the fourth? They decided to strap for a little bit, and they stormed right back in the game. Mm-hmm. Then it was good. Oh man.
I ain't touching that one.
He said maybe Denny at the 5 last minutes. In a game like this, like, he's smaller than Gaff, man. Like, I need y'all to get in here the next time Valanciunas and Nurk comes in this building so you can see how big they are. I just need y'all to see it. And y'all gonna get a good idea of what 280 looks like on Monday. The mobile 280. The extreme mobile 280. Nah, we know, man. We appreciate it. Look, we appreciate it. We know it's all jokes, but just know that we appreciate the laughter too. All right. But thank y'all for hanging with us. Ray, you had anything else to add?
Nah.
Y'all have a great night. Do a couple woo sides. If your football teams play tomorrow, wish y'all the best. Um, I'd hate for y'all to take a couple of L's on Sunday, leading into Monday. And I'm interested in Monday. Like, is it nationally televised on Monday or no?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I guess we will find out. But regardless, on Monday, we'll be talking to y'all on Monday. Hopefully, we oh, y'all are killing me in the comments. Y'all have a great evening. Don't forget to follow the Focus TV. And Raymond and myself, Cardell, to see you on Monday after oh my goodness. Don't know that for sure. But
positive,
what we can
man.
promise you, if you don't play defense for 4 quarters, Philly will have more than 115. That's all I can assure you. If you give us 4 quarters of lackadaisical defense, that 115 might be hit late third. But y'all have a good evening again. We see y'all on Monday.